town names, the town of Heath. So as we zoom in a little bit closer here, again, I know you can't see me, the town of Hawley, if you're in that town of Heath, the town of Rowe, you definitely want to be in your tornado safe space for the next at least 20 minutes until we give you the all clear. So as I zoom out here, we're going to be taking a look at some other cells, and I'll tell you about it, and hopefully we can get the picture as soon as possible. We do have on I-91 north and southbound lanes near Sunderland. We have a non-severe warned storm there. It doesn't have any severe or tornado warning on there, but again, we are going to be seeing some heavy downpours in those locations. We also have a minor cell, or moderate cell rather, over towards Belchertown. So if you're in Belchertown right now, you're not under this tornado warning at the moment, but your skies are darkening. Of course, you're seeing some moderate to some heavy rainfall. There's not a lot of lightning that I'm seeing associated with this one, but again, we do have that in place. So as we take a look at some of our velocity right now, I'm going to kick it back over to Liam Murphy, and he's going to take it from here.
All right, thank you, Stephen. So we finally have our graphics back up, so thank you for bearing with us right here. We're going to take a look right now really closely at the velocity scans here. And what this tells us is the winds and what direction that the winds are going. And this is very important for tornado situations because of the fact that we are looking out for rotation, of course. So we have these two colors here on the map. The green color is winds going towards the radar site, and the red color is going away from the radar site. And when you have a little bit of a hook shape or two of those colors showing up in the same location, that usually indicates that we have wind going in two different directions. So as we zoom into places like Charlemont and Buckland, pretty much right along Charlemont Road or getting out towards, say, Route 2 and then Route 112, we do have some very, very gusty winds out there, some straight line damaging winds, as well as the potential for a little bit of some rotation out there as well. And you can see as we move all across parts of Hampshire County and getting into Hampden County as well, we do also have some very damaging wind gusts as well happening across our area. You can even see out towards Worthington, right on that border there of Beckett and Washington, you can see we do have perhaps a little bit of rotation there. And also getting out towards, say, Sandusfield and Berkshire County, Otis. And this is all moving into parts of Hampden County right now. So let's go ahead and one more time, let's take a look at our radar. And you can see here all of our boxes indicating the tornado warnings across our area. So let's go ahead and take a look at the radar at this point. We're going to stop the motion. And you can see these red boxes indicating tornado warnings. We have a lot of very heavy lightning and heavy rain, of course, damaging wind gusts and perhaps even a tornado. So we'll have to continue to monitor this situation. So if you are located in Granville, if you're in, Southwick or Westfield or Tolland or Russell Blandford, these are all locations that are under this tornado warning. You need to be getting into your safe spot immediately. Right now in Hampshire County, same places like Huntington, Southampton, getting to Chester back in Hampden County, West Hampton, you guys are all under this tornado warning as well. So you do need to keep that in mind. Back up to Franklin County, here's this warning. It's still in effect until about 2:45. So unfortunately, we are interrupting your programming at this time, but we are going to stay on the air until both of these tornado warnings are either expired or have moved out of our region. And you can see here that we do have these tornado warnings in effect until 2:45, this one here in Franklin County. This includes Rowe, Coleraine, Buckland, Plainfield. So if you are in any of these locations, you're going to be dealing with gusty winds and heavy rain right now with perhaps a little bit of some rotation. So you do need to get to your safe spot right now, whether that's in the basement, whether that is in the centermost part of your house away from any windows. You need to be getting into your safe spot right now at this point. Up to getting back into Hampden County here, we have this line of storms here that is continuing to move off very quickly. In fact, let's go ahead and I'm going to read the discussion along with you guys here. And we're looking at, we're looking at this storm moving rather quickly too, off to the east and to the northeast. So we're looking at this tornado warning, this cell here, and is indicating perhaps quarter-size hail, up to quarter-size hail. This storm is moving at pretty fast speed, moving off to the northeast at about 45 miles per hour. Our radar indicated this tornado warning in Hampden and Hampshire counties. That includes Granville, West Springfield, Westfield, up towards East Hampton and Southampton. That is in effect until 3 o'clock, so you need to keep that in mind here. So you need to be getting into your safe spot. This is all in effect until 3:45 or 3 o'clock, I should say. So we can be looking at the chance for, of course, some flying debris. You want to be making sure you're, watching out for that. You need to be in your safe spot at this point. No need to be outside at all whatsoever. Let's go ahead and take a look at the hail You can see that we do have some radar indicated hail at this point, especially as we head up towards Tolland, Sandusfield. This cell in particular coming out of southern Berkshire County into Hampden County is looking rather vigorous here. So we do have a little bit of some radar indicated hail up there. Not so much with the one in parts of Franklin County, not in terms of the hail at least. And this is our correlation coefficient. This helps us kind of discern whether or not we're seeing some debris in the air at this point. And we do have a little bit of some indication that there could be some of that. Back to the radar. We're going to continue to monitor this again as we continue with these tornado warnings. We have also a brand new thunderstorm warning, severe thunderstorm warning issued for parts of Southwick. That also includes Longmeadow, Agawam, Springfield. So they have a severe thunderstorm warning, whereas places like Holyoke and Westfield and parts of West Springfield, Southwick, Tolland, Blandford, Russell, they all have a tornado warning at this point. If you guys are in this red box, you definitely need to be out and getting into your safe spots right now at this point. And you can see that we've got a lot of action happening here on the radar at this point. So something you got to keep in mind at this point. Really quickly too, I'm going to continue to go over a little bit of some tornado safety across your area. So of course, this is something that we go over. We try to teach you as young as we can. The best place to be inside your home is definitely going to be in the basement. If you don't have a basement, you need to be getting into the most inside part of your house, whether that's a hallway, whether that's a bathroom, or the stairwell, a closet. As long as you're in the middle of your house and away from any outdoor walls, that is going to be your best place to go. So that is something to keep in mind. You want to make sure that you're away from windows. If you're located in any of those towns that I was just lifting off in Hampshire, Hampden, and Franklin counties now at this point, we have tornado warnings in all three of those locations. You need to be getting inside and getting into your safe spot right now at this point. In just a moment here, I'm going to pull back up the radar, and you can definitely see that we are looking at quite a bit of some activity here right now. Let's actually take a live look outside with the Skycam, and you can definitely see too, it's getting a little breezy out there, indicated by the shakiness of that Skycam. We've got some dark skies. This is our Six Flags Skycam looking north towards downtown Springfield. And you can also see that we definitely do have some indications here that we are anticipating some severe weather across Western Mass. Let's go ahead and take a look back at the radar one more time, and you can definitely see here we are continuing to see quite a lot of action happening right now. So let's go ahead and zoom on in, and we can see that we do have this tornado warning that is impacting once again Granville, getting into parts of Russell, Blandford. Something to keep in mind, if you are in any of these towns, you do need to be getting into your safe spot right now at this point. And as we take a look right now also at that radar, you can see that this tornado warning that I'm talking about right now, which encompasses parts of Berkshire County and getting into Hampden and Hampshire County, that is in effect until 3 o'clock. So we are going to stay on the air until either this tornado warning is expired early, or until 3 o'clock, or until this continues to move out of our area. So we are going to be with you all the way until this threat has continuously passed across Western Mass. And we're going to also continue to monitor the situation as well.
So, Liam, I just wanted to add a few things here. Obviously, you were talking about safety earlier. A few things to add to. A lot of times when these types of storms take place, you know, they're very interesting and they're not that common here in Western Mass. So people have a tendency to want to go and grab some footage, get a picture of the storm as it's approaching, and we strongly discourage that. Again, we want to get you to your safe spot as quickly as you can here. Of course, once these storms pass too, you want to be wary of down debris. Of course, down power lines can be very hazardous out there. You don't want to go out with any bare feet when there's any potential damage of this nature. Whether it is straight line or tornado damage, doesn't matter. It's hazardous either way. Now, when you were looking, when we were all looking at the Skycam just a few minutes ago, I didn't notice any definitive, and again, this doesn't mean that there isn't one somewhere else, but from what we saw on our iCam, I didn't notice any definitive dropping of any particular wall cloud or anything at this moment. However, we are in danger of a tornado, again, at least until 3 o'clock. So don't pay attention to what you may not see just because we didn't see it on the Skycam. Doesn't mean that it's not in some other location here in Western Mass. So even though you don't see a tornado on the Skycam, you definitely want to be in your safe spot regardless here. As Liam continues to do the Doppler radar here, we see this tornado warning again in play until 3 p.m. Again, particular areas of concern here are East Hampton, Southampton, West Springfield, and Westfield. They are very close to our our neck of the woods here on the Springfield-Chicopee line here as well. We also have this severe warning storm here that's, again, in particular locations of Longmeadow, near Southwick as well. We have this severe thunderstorm warning in play until Saturday at 3, or today, obviously, at 3:30. Agawam, Enfield, Simsbury, Springfield, you're under the gun here as well. So, of course, even in my recommendation here, even if you're not directly in the tornado warning here, you definitely, of course, want to be indoors, but you want to be, whether you're experiencing straight line wind or tornadic winds, you want to be away from windows. You want to be in an interior, lower level part of your home here and until these storms go by, because, of course, they can be very dangerous when they kind of spin up like this. And, of course, you can see a few other locations that aren't denoted in any tornado or severe thunderstorm warnings. We have a few pop-up cells near Belchertown, not a lot of lightning or severity with those. We have one in the central portions of Franklin County as well along the I-91 corridor. But again, we're under this for a little bit longer here. So you look at Coeur Lane, you look down towards Buckland. If you're anywhere in between these towns right here, you absolutely want to be in your tornado safe space. Buckland, Charlemont, Coeur Lane, and Heath. As we take a look down at the one down to the south here, we're taking a look at areas, again, I repeated this 2 minutes ago, but you can't say it too many times, East Hampton, Southampton, West Springfield, and Westfield. Our point here is not to create any sort of chaos. It's simply to deliver the most factual, up-to-date information that we have to you and to get you to your safe spot until these storms kind of pass by here. And you can see when we were looking at this last time, Liam, there was some pretty impressive inbound winds here to our Albany radar. You notice there's a little bit of a break between this green and red mark here. Now, usually that's good news. Usually you would see it a little bit more tighter if one was definitely on the ground. I can't say right now whether one is or isn't, but you see some very bright colors right there. That represents some strong inflow winds towards the radar and some decent outflow winds as well with this one down to the south. Now, when we take a look up at the velocity to the north, we're seeing a little bit in the way of some rotation as well. Again, you're looking at greens and reds that are kind of curving in on each other here. Not as really as impressive as the one off to the south, but nonetheless, we're keeping those tornado warnings and those tornado precautions in there for us as well. Taking a look at hail, this one off to the south is producing reportedly some pea-sized hail, so that's hail anywhere around 1/4 of an inch in diameter. As we take a look here at the one to the north, we're not seeing as much in the way of hail, but of course we're dealing with a lot of parameters today. If you were with me this morning, I talked about the chance for not only some gusty winds and rain, but the likeliness of some hail and the possibility for tornado warnings. We were hoping it wouldn't come to fruition. Unfortunately, it has, and you can see with this southern one an extreme amount of lightning strikes with this one. So even if you're, again, just in the severe thunderstorm warned storm, you want to be indoors, you want to be at a lower level, and you want to take all the precautions that we've been mentioning over the past 10 or 15 minutes or so since we've been on the air. Now, as we take a look past this storm system, this QLCS, it's a quasi-linear convective system, otherwise known as a simple line of squall line of thunderstorms. Past this, there's not a lot of stuff going on right now, and I'm not saying that a few more storms couldn't pop up, but this looks to be the main batch of precipitation and severe weather that we're dealing with so far at this point today. So, of course, a ton of lightning along this cold front that's been making its way from west to east, and it will continue to do so as we head into the central or the next couple of hours. Eventually heading to central and eastern Mass, and likely going to be dissipating a little bit. But again, 2:45 until this. Now, that's not the minimum amount of time. We could very well see some of these tornado warnings kind of extend here. So at least until 2:45 for the northern one, at least until 3 p.m. on the one off to the south. You want to be in your tornado safe spot. I'm sorry if I'm being a little bit repetitive, but it's in certain cases like this where unfortunately drilling down some of these points here, they absolutely matter in a big way. So again, there you're looking at your inbound flow and your outbound flow on the storm off to the south here. So I'm going to take a little break here for a second, look at the radar. I'm going to hand things over to Liam real quick. He's got a few things to point out here.
All right, yeah, thank you, Stephen. So yeah, we are continuing to look at this velocity scan here. We're really seeing some very heavy breezes indicated by these velocity scans right here, especially across parts of Hampden County as you head along the Mass Pike out towards almost where Huntington is, but a little bit further off to the south, towards Russell, Blandford, and things like that. We do have some very heavy gusts of wind, I should say, and of course very heavy rain as well. And with this tornado warned cell right over here, so we do have some of this indicating where we do have a lot of breezes going towards the radar site and away from the radar site. When it's tied together like that in the same area, that's when we really have some of those dangerous wind gusts, and we are really seeing that very prominently here right along the Mass Pike in Hampden County as we head out towards Blandford and Russell. So if you are in any of these locations, if you're in Granville, if you're in Huntington, if you're in Russell and Blandford, any of these tornado warned towns, you need to be getting into your safe spot at this point. You need to be getting into your basement. If you don't have a basement, you need to be getting into the most interior part of your house, whether that is in the hallway, a stairwell, or getting into a closet or a bathroom. You need to know your tornado safe spots because we do have a lot of these locations that are under the tornado warning. If you're watching us in parts of, say, eastern Hampden, Hampshire, Franklin counties, if you're in Palmer, if you're in Munson, if you're in Ware, we don't really have a whole lot of activity happening for you. So unfortunately, we are interrupting the programming for that, but we do have quite a lot of activity right now happening across parts of Franklin County, Hampshire County, and Hampden County, pretty much right along the Mass Pike at this, or right along I-91 corridor, I should say. So we do have this tornado warned storm right here that is going to continue to remain in effect until 3 o'clock, until the National Weather Service either says that the tornado components are really not coming together, or if they are, they're going to continue to expand it and follow this cell as it continues to move off to the north and east, which, by the way, is moving very quickly at about, say, 45 miles per hour. So even though places like East Hampton, Southampton, West Hampton are continuing to be impacted right now by severe weather, you have places like Northampton and out towards Ware and Belchertown that are going to be kind of under the gun next. Amherst and New Salem are going to be next as well. And in parts of Hampden County, you can see we do have quite a lot of lightning with some of these heavy rains and gusty winds across that area as well. This is all pretty much right along the Mass Pike right now. Westfield in particular getting hit hard right now with some severe weather out towards Russell and Huntington. This tornado warning is still in effect until 3 o'clock, and this all the way expands into parts of Holyoke. We've got East Hampton, we've got Southampton, West Springfield, and parts of Springfield right along I-91 as well. A little bit further down to the south, though, we do have a little bit of more severe weather happening. We have a severe thunderstorm warning that is in effect for parts of Connecticut, but it does also include Southwick and also Longmeadow and East Longmeadow too. Right now, there's no activity happening at that point, but we've got it coming on the way rather quickly as well. Probably within the next, say, 20 to 30 minutes, we're going to be seeing a lot of these storms heading into the greater Springfield area as well. So we've got a lot of frequent lightning. We have a lot of heavy rain and very gusty winds. Our main concerns being damaging wind gusts and even the fact that we are noticing a little bit of some signs of rotation in some of these areas. So if you're in any of these red boxes, you do need to be getting into your tornado safe spot, whether that's the basement or whether that is in your most interior room of your home. So something to keep in mind, and have the TV on full volume so you can get into your safe spot and still be able to hear us. Have a way to get notifications on your phone for situations like this. Up to Franklin County here, you can see that Greenfield's getting hit pretty hard with some heavy downpours, but not much in terms of, say, a lot of lightning. So we do see this cell here kind of weakening a little bit. You can see the National Weather Service has also gone ahead and shrunk the tornado warning box here. It still does include parts of Charlemont, Buckland, Heath, out towards Greenfield, right up along that Route 2 corridor in Coleraine, and right along Route 112. So if you are inside this region, you do need to be getting into your safe spot. Get to your basement right now and seek shelter. No need to be outside. But you can see as we move a little bit further this way, we do have a little bit of some more heavy downpours, gusty winds happening across parts of Greenfield down towards Montague, and again right along that Route 2 corridor as we head closer to, say, Orange and Athol. You guys are going to be heading this way as we head into the next, say, 10, 15, 20 minutes. We're going to continue to see these cells continue to move off to the north and the east. So something to keep in mind. Back down here to this other cell here that's still tornado warned until 3 o'clock. So right now, for context, we're at about 2:45 at this point. And you can see that we do have quite a lot of lightning. We have some very heavy rain. Get to your safe spot. So if we can zoom in a little bit more, yep, right over here, we do have Westfield getting hit rather hard at this point, and then right along the Mass Pike towards Blandford and Russell, Huntington getting hit very hard right now with some very severe weather. So something to keep in mind, you do need to be getting inside at this point, and you need to be taking shelter with this tornado warned storm that is in effect until 3 o'clock. And this also now includes parts of East Hampton, Southampton, West Springfield, Westfield, and getting into just the very outskirts here of the Springfield area. Again, this is moving rather quickly to the north and to the east, so we will be looking at these cells coming into our area rather quickly. So if you're in Holyoke, if you're in Springfield, if you're in West Springfield, it might not be raining at this point, but it is right on the doorstep. So if you are in those locations, you need to start getting inside. You need to start getting into your plan together and get to your safe spot at this point, because it is just on the doorstep, whereas places like Westfield and Southwick and getting into Blandford, Russell, Granville are getting hit rather hard at this point. Now, as we look a little bit further off to the east, you can see that the tornado warning, to the west, we have this tornado warning that was in parts of Berkshire County and it moved into Hampden County, is now expired for this point. So for folks who are like in the Otis area, the Tolland area, we're still dealing with quite a bit of some heavy rain and gusty winds and some lightning, but we are starting to see the activity winding down a little bit more as it continues to move into Hampden County right now at this point. So let's go ahead and move the map a little bit more this way, and you can see that we do have quite a lot of frequent lightning right now at this point. And you can even start to see that it is starting to include parts of Northampton right now. The tornado warning does not include Northampton at this point, but we do have some heavy rainfall happening right now across Northampton, some frequent lightning. So if you are in any of these locations, you do need to be getting into your safe spot right now at this point. Let's go ahead and switch over to the velocity scans really quickly so we can take a look at some of those areas that are dealing with some straight line damaging wind gusts, as well as maybe the chance for a little bit of some rotation right now at this point. So we can see right now, at least right now, Russell getting hit real hard, Blandford too, and we do have some of the velocity scans now up at this point, and you can see very, very gusty winds. Again, the green color is indicating a lot of the winds that are going towards the radar site up in Albany, so a lot of the winds going this way. And then when we have the red color here on the map, that's all winds coming this way. So when we see them kind of converging in the same spot or even kind of hooking in on each other, that is what gives us signs of rotation. So this is a tornado warned cell at this point, and we can see a little bit of some rotation at this point. We have no confirmations that there is a tornado on the ground at this point, but you do need to be getting into your safe spot at this point with these heavy damaging wind gusts at this point. And it is continuing to move off to the north and to the east rather quickly at about 45 miles per hour right now. And as we take a look right now at our hail estimates, so these are radar estimated hail, and you can see that especially as we head out towards Westfield and then right along Route 20 or the Mass Pike getting into Blandford, we do see some hail associated with some of these severe thunderstorms as well, and then even getting up into parts of Hampshire County as well, Huntington, getting into Chesterfield, we do have a bit of some of this hail ongoing at this point right now. So of course, not a time that you want to be outside for any reason, especially if you are right now located west of I-91. These storms are going to eventually cross over the I-91 and Connecticut River area, and we're going to be continuing to see this progress into the Pioneer Valley. In fact, right here in Springfield at our Liberty Street studios, we did just hear a big rumble of thunder as well. So these storms are coming very quickly, and you can see this is a correlation coefficient here. This is what we use to sort of give us an idea of any debris that may be flying around in the air as well. And we can see a little bit of that, but it's hard to tell at this point whether or not we are seeing quite a lot of it. If we had a very obvious tornado in one area, like 4 in particular, where we were seeing a little bit of some of those straight line damaging winds up in the Russell area, if this map was showing like a big blue dot right over in that area, that would show some of the debris coming up from a potential tornado at this point. So we don't have that right now. As we look up in Franklin County, not much in terms of that as well. We just have some of these damaging wind gusts happening across our area. Would not be surprised to see any trees down on power lines or anything like that. Here's the wide view of our Doppler radar here, and you can definitely see this very long line of storms stretching all the way from parts of northern New England through western Mass and down into Connecticut as well at this point. Moving rather quickly, it's racing off with a purpose here. Right about to cross into the I-91 corridor here and get off into the eastern parts of our viewing area here, and you can see we do have quite a lot of frequent lightning, especially in this tornado warned cell in Hampden County, where we're looking at from places all the way almost to Holyoke now at this point, but Westfield and getting down towards Southwick and then out towards Blandford, Russell, and out towards right along the Mass Pike heading into the Berkshires. We've got a nasty thunderstorm there. You need to be getting into your safe spots at this point. So if you are hearing us and you're located in any of these locations, you need to be getting down into your safe spot right now at this point, as we head into the with this tornado warning that's happening right now. So anywhere in this box, that's East Hampton, Southampton, almost towards Northampton, Westfield, getting into West Springfield, Blandford, Russell. We do have quite a lot of, we have that tornado warning, so you need to be getting down into your spot. We have a lot of lightning strikes here, so we can see that we have had over 169 lightning strikes, and they're just coming down. So it's a nasty, nasty cell here that is coming through parts of Hampden and Hampshire counties now at this point. if you are watching us, you need to be making sure that you are getting to your safe spot, have a plan, because we have this nasty cell that is continuing to move across parts of Hampshire and Hampden County right now, mainly in our hill towns, but is quickly approaching parts of the valley now at this point. In fact, you can see right towards the Holyoke and Chicopee area, we are starting to see some of these darker clouds starting to come in and some of those lightning strikes as well.
Yeah, Liam, of course, a ton of lightning with this storm here. Was curious, too, if we had a potential update, if we could see any of those sky cams off to what would now be the north and west, if there is anything going on. First off, some good news. When Liam was talking just a minute ago, we were looking at the correlation coefficient, and we were talking about how there isn't, and I understand that, not everybody may know how to kind of read the correlation coefficient. But the good news is that most of the particulates or most of the things that are falling from the sky right now are more so from the or more so very similar in range. And there, could we take this right here? If anything is going to come out of anything, it's going to be out of this location right here. We do have right now a very ominous looking cloud cover structure here on the horizon. What you would look for in this situation is perhaps a little bit of a lowering of that cloud level in a particular location. And if anything were to drop, and I'm not saying that it will, but still, again, be in that safe space, it would be right around here. So we do have a lot of rain, of course, going around right now on our sky cam at the moment. A lot of cloud cover that's kind of what we'd like to call a scud, a kind of cloud cover that kind of picks up into the main level of the clouds at the moment. Now off here, again, it's a little bit darker off to the east here, but a little bit far on our sky cam to see. Of course, there's a lot of heavy rain that'll make it look that way when that happens. So as we take a look back at our Doppler radar, again, these storms, as Liam just mentioned, they're moving at a really good clip off to the east. And once they pass, there's not a whole lot at this moment behind them. We were originally thinking that this storm window was going to be from about 1 o'clock in the afternoon to about 6 to 7. So you can see here as Liam pulls out the distance that it's kind of running at and the amount of time that people have. So Springfield, it's right on the doorstep. As we take a look at areas like Ludlow and Enfield, Connecticut, you're anywhere from about 3 to 3:10. By all means, don't wait for those timestamps. Take cover now and worry about the rest later. Now, as we head off towards Gardner, you're a little bit closer to 3:20 to 3:30. But again, we have, I believe, Liam, this is a new severe warned storm here heading out towards Worcester right now. Now, this is in place until 3:45 here in the afternoon. Includes Amherst, includes Chicopee, Holyoke, Springfield, over towards Southbridge, Palmer, the town of Ware. You're in the severe warned storm. And I want to remind you guys, just because it's a severe warned storm and not a tornado warning, it doesn't mean that you can't experience, these conditions that can be life-threatening. Of course, lightning, very dangerous. Hail, when it's of a greater size, or any hail for that matter, very dangerous. So even if you're just in a yellow box and you're not in a red box right now, take precaution and get to the lowest level of your home, of course, indoors and things of that nature. So we do have, as we take a look here, that tornado warning still in play until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It has yet to be extended as far as our tornado warning is concerned here. And they did extend a severe thunderstorm warning. So perhaps thinking that the tornado warning is going to expire at the 3 o'clock hour here and that we're just going to be dealing with a severe thunderstorm. Not saying that for sure, but that's the way with that same cell has kind of, it hasn't been extended as a tornado warning. It's been extended as a severe thunderstorm warning for this particular area of our QLCS, or our line of squalls of thunderstorms. So you can see, of course, as I mentioned before, I think the last number was about 170 lightning strikes with this storm. Of course, we've been talking about it as nauseum, but please get indoors for now and for a little bit while longer until these storms pass. The good news, again, is that these storms are passing very quickly. Once these storms do pass, again, wait for emergency crews to do whatever it is they need to do when you're talking about down trees, down power lines, any sort of debris from straight line winds or tornadic winds can be hazardous, of course. If you got to go out, wear some thick shoes, some boots, or something of that nature so nothing can get through your foot and give you a cut in any way of that type of nature. Of course, goes without saying, if you see any power lines that are down, please stay away. Not only do you have that, but you have a lot of rain going along with that, so you have a lot of potential for flooding on the roadways. And as we take a look back here at where we can expect some of these towns to be hit and impacted with the storms a little bit later on. So as you take a look at the end here, 326, that's in Gardner, and I believe that is up in Worcester County. So we're projecting here that within the next half hour, we're going to be getting these storms out of the way, and then we're still going to be dealing with a chance until 8 o'clock for some more storms with that severe thunderstorm watch in play. But 326, you're here at Gardner, and that's the start of the storms. That's not the end of them. So we're still likely around this time to be, especially in eastern locations, in an area where we need to take cover here. But Springfield, Ludlow, over towards Ware, you're going to be in it in the next 10 minutes or so in the town of Ware. Springfield and Ludlow, you're right on the doorstep. Palmer, you're about 5 minutes away at that. So as we take a look back there, so there you see Springfield, it's right now. East Longmeadow, about 8 minutes away. Palmer, Warren, you're at 312 and 320. And then over getting to Leominster by about 333. So again, I want to, stress that this is good news that these storms are moving very quickly. And it's looking likely that we have not seen a tornado on the ground. I don't want to say that for sure, but as we take a look back at our velocity, we still have an impressive signature here with some inbound flowing air towards, again, this is our Albany radar. So as you go out towards Albany, that's the wind going towards our Albany radar, and that's the wind coming away here for our Albany radar as well. As you take a look at hail right now, of course, we've been seeing hail primarily with this southern storm here. They've been about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch in size right now, measuring some pea-size hail. So about hail about 1/4 of an inch in diameter. So small stuff, but of course, any hail is nothing that you want to mess around with at all. And we've actually seen a little bit more in the way of some hail with this northern bound portion of our squall line here. In this one, registering some hail upwards of 1/2 an inch in diameter. So you want to be taking precautions in those locations as well, of course. And again, we're just saying a lot of things over and over again, but we just want to stress the severity of the situation. We don't want to cause chaos. We just want to, of course, inform you with the best updates that we have until these storms pass, and then, of course, we'll get you back to your programming. But again, so right now it's 2:56. So this this tornado warning rather, forecasted to, unless it gets extended, expire in the next 4 minutes. And this will be a very critical 4 minutes here for the National Weather Service in determining whether or not they want to do that. But of course, you want to stay with us as things go along. And I'll turn this over to Liam. He has some updates for you there as well.
Yeah, thanks, Stephen. So right now we're just continuing to wait off and see if this tornado warning here in Hampden County is going to end up expiring or if the National Weather Service is going to expand it, like Stephen was mentioning. So within the next 3-4 minutes or so, we will have that answer. However, if you are still located inside this red box right now, the worst of it looks like it's moving through Westfield and then getting out towards, say, Holyoke and in towards Springfield. We're looking at some very heavy rain right now at this point and some frequent lightning. Right now, the severe thunderstorm warning, though, here, this yellow box, that is what's expanded all the way to include parts of Ludlow, Palmer, Munson. So likely the National Weather Service is thinking that the tornado characteristics at this point are looking to be dwindling a little bit more or lessening that way that they've expanded the severe thunderstorm warning right now at this point. But you can see that we are starting to see some of this wet weather starting to approach parts of the Springfield area, not necessarily in terms of a tornado activity, because we have not yet confirmed that there is a tornado on the ground anywhere at this point. But we do have a lot of those ingredients available right now in some areas. So as we take a look in our wider view here, you can see we definitely have quite a lot of activity. In fact, as we zoom in a little bit closer to, say, the Southampton and West Hampton area, you can definitely see it getting hit pretty hard, especially right now in Holyoke, where they're dealing with very heavy rainfall at this point, lots of frequent lightning. So if you are in any of these areas, you do need to be taking your shelter right now at this point. And we do still have that tornado warning in effect until 3 o'clock, so it's only 2 minutes away. For parts of Hampshire and Hampden County. Otherwise, once that tornado warning is either expired or extended, we only have the severe thunderstorm warning. So, of course, just because that the tornado warning may expire and the severe thunderstorm warning is still with us, that doesn't mean that the threat is over, of course. Severe weather is going to be continuing with us for a bit now at this point. In fact, let's go ahead and take a look at our futurecast here, and we're going to take a look and see what we can be expecting over the next few hours or so. So we're going to go ahead and use your 24, and the threat is still going to be with us for the next few hours. Now, the worst of it may be coming to an end relatively soon, but we are still going to be with that severe weather threat, especially as it moves out towards parts of eastern Hampden, Hampshire, and Franklin counties, at least for the next couple of hours or so. So something that we have to keep in mind right now at this point. As we take a look right now back at our radar here, let's go ahead and check on that tornado warning and see. Still in effect. We still have 1 more minute until it expires, or if it will be extended. And right now, the National Weather Service is not really showing indications that they may expand it, so we're going to have to wait and see. Right when that 3 o'clock mark comes, we're going to get an update from the National Weather Service, and we'll be reading along with you here across our area. So they showed a little while ago that in the Savoy area there was a little bit of some rotation with that, but overall not too bad. There's no confirmation of any severe thunderstorms or tornadoes, I should say, on the ground, and it is now 3 o'clock, which means that this tornado warning has expired. And we are looking at a severe thunderstorm warning continuing into parts of Springfield and getting out towards parts of eastern Hampden, Hampshire, and Franklin County. So with that being said, we are going to, in a minute, return you to your regularly scheduled programming. But really quickly before we do so, we are going to be looking at quite a nasty line here of some severe thunderstorms, straight line damaging wind gusts, heavy rain, and frequent lightning are all things that you need to be on the lookout for. So if you're in any of these areas, you do need to be getting inside, getting out of the outdoor regions, getting into a sturdy shelter, and continuing to practice your severe weather procedures, because we do have heavy rain, frequent lightning. This severe thunderstorm warning in effect is until 3:45, and that is until that includes cities like Amherst, Chicopee, Holyoke, Springfield, out towards Ludlow, Palmer, Munson, Holland, Wales, getting into Belchertown, Ware, New Salem. So if you're in any of those locations, these severe thunderstorm warnings, or these severe thunderstorms, I should say, are going to be coming to you within the next, say, 20 to 45 minutes or so, as this line continues to move off very quickly. Once this line is out of our area, we're going to be done with the severe threat for today, and we'll just be left over with a few lingering showers. We are going to continue to provide you any updates as they come into our newsroom, and for now we will return you to your regularly scheduled programming. Have a great day, everyone. Stay safe.